Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to find the perimeter of composite figures. So a composite figure is when we have multiple shapes put together. So I have some rectangles here, so I've got one rectangle here added with this rectangle here. Perimeter is just adding up all of the outside edges, just like it would be a fence for a farm or something like that. I wouldn't want to add anything internally. So see this dotted line shows that I'm not adding that line. It's just to show that the two rectangles are together. When I have lines like this, it shows that it's a square. So I could even do a dotted line here and put a line here and know that's a square to help me. Step one is, well, let's find out what all of our lines are. So I know that I'm not sure what this line is from K to L. I don't know what A to B is either, and I don't know A to E. We're looking around the shape. I believe we know everything else. Yep. So as an example here, I know that these both are 5 centimeters because of the little line to show that it's a square. These little boxes in the corners just show that the shape has right angles at all of the edges, which shows that it's not going to be some weird thing we're going to have to do with at least rectangles and squares. It's when we get to a later topic of area, it's always just about length times width. I don't have to do any other weird things because they're at right angles. Moving on. So, my first step or strategy that I would like to show you is use your pen or your piece of paper or pencil, whatever you're using, to draw arrows to help you. So, for an example, if I wanted to know, let's say, what is this angle? What is okay. Backtrack. If I wanted to work out what this measurement here is, A to E, for me to do that, it'll actually be important that I work out what this little section here is, so that I could then work out what this section here is, right? Because I know that this A to E is just saying, well, I've got this line here that stops, and then I've just got a little line here, which I already know. So if I look at its opposite, I know that this is 5, yeah? And then, oh, sorry, it won't be 5, it'll be 6. I'm looking opposite the end of this line here, right? So it's a centimeter above that 5. So it's a 6. And then I can then work out what this is, yeah? Once I know what from here to here is, this red line. So with drawing these lines and arrows on it, it helps me understand the shape a bit better. So looking opposite here, I've got 5. I'm just looking opposite. So here we go on to step 2, which is we need to either add or subtract to find the missing section. So for me to work out what this section here is, I'm just going to go 16 take away 5. It's like I've got this line and then this line. So if I remove this, I'll just have this. That's what I'm doing right now. So 16 take away 5 is 11. So it means this, I'll rub out this line here so it's not confusing. So this just red line I've got is 11 centimeters. So now that I know that that is 11 centimeters, I can just move that line here, and that should be it. So in fact, I didn't even need to know this 6. It wasn't important. Oh, no, sorry, I do need to know. I take that back. I'll include that back in. So this line here is worth 11. So I can even remove this now because it's not important. I was just working that out so that I knew that section. I now need to put them together so that I know what the whole brown line is. So 11 plus 6 is 17. So now I can get rid of my messy lines. So 11 plus 6 was 17. So this question mark is now 17. So I know the whole line is 17. Okay? And I just did that by drawing arrows, working out what I did know, and adding or subtracting to work it out. I know that might have been a bit confusing because this starting off shape is, yeah, it isn't the easiest thing ever. It does get harder in grade 6 compared to what you would have been used to in the past. For an easier one to work out, let's try A to B. So, actually no, the easiest one to work out would be this K to L, because all we have to do is look opposite, and I don't need to draw any arrows because the opposite is 9. So yeah, because this line right here is identical length to here, I can just write it in. You can't always eyeball it, so the thing that helped me was this right angle symbol here, to show me it's a straight line, so it couldn't be anything else. And it wasn't like here where it was slightly higher. Moving on, so to work out this A to B, it is going to be easier than our first A to E one. That one was especially tricky. So I've got this line here for 4 centimeters. I'm just going to draw it here. Now I've got this 5 centimeter one. So yeah, I've got 4, and then I have the 5. Sorry if that's a bit big. 5. I'll try and do it life size. And then I had this one here, which is 7. Yeah. So if I add 4 plus 5 plus 7, then I'll have a line that's this long, correct? So if it's that long, well then it'll be the same as this. Yeah, so the idea of me just drawing arrows, working out what I do know, really helps me. So 4 plus 5 is, that's a weird looking plus sign. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. So I know that this line is 16, which means this is 16. All right. So looking around the shape, I believe we have everything. Yes, we do. Once we've got everything, it'll be good to either cross out or rub out what we don't need. So as an example, if I still have my 6 here, I don't want to get confused and accidentally add 6 and 17 again, because that would make my answer wrong. So either cross out or rub out what you don't need. And now we're step 3, which is we're going to have to add all of our numbers up to work out what the perimeter is. I'm going to work clockwise to make sure I don't make a mistake. So I'm just going to start on whatever the number that's the highest in terms of height. So 9 was the one that was, the closest to the top of my page. So I'm just going to imagine that is my 12 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock at the bottom of my clock. And then, I need to get all the way back up. So I'm always going to go in this direction, right? So clockwise. I'm just doing that so I don't make any mistakes. So we've got 9 plus 16. So I might just make some more space. So I've got 1, 6 to make sure I do it. So I've got 9 plus 16 plus 9 plus 6. Yeah. Plus 7. Ignore this extra picture I've got here. That's for next question. We've got plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So that was here, here, here. Then plus 4. Anyway, you get the idea. Plus 17, 1, 7, plus 16 plus 5. Okay, so it's 17, then 16 and 5. 16 and 5. All right. Once I do that, I'll then add it all up, and I should have my answer. So 9 and 6 is 15. 15 and 9 is 24. 24 and 6 is 30. 30 and 7 is 37. 37 plus 5 is 42, isn't it? So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Yep, 42. Plus 5 will be 47. And then plus 5 again, 52, and then plus 4, 56. 56 plus 5 will be, plus 7. 56 plus 7 will be 63. Plus 6 will be 69. Plus 5 will be 74. Yep. and then put my 7 up here. So 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 1 plus 1 is 10. So my answer was 104. So back here I'll say it equals 104 centimeters is my answer. And probably a good idea to do it again just to make sure I don't make a mistake, because that would be very easy to make a mistake here. What you might find easier is to rewrite your numbers from biggest to small. So start with 17, then 16, then 16, then 9, 7, 6, 5, 5, 5, and so on. That might make it easier. Or potentially you just do it in sections. So 17 plus 16 is 33, isn't it? And then plus 16, and that would be 49, and then plus 9. So you could just go like that if you feel like that would be less of a chance of making a mistake. Anyway, next example, I might just zoom it in so the other working out's not in our way. Let's find out what we don't know. So I don't know what this measurement here is, what this measurement here is. I do know what this one is because I can look opposite it. So opposite here it is 4 because of here, yeah. And I don't know what this measurement here is. We know, and we don't know what this line from, I might just add in an arrow to make it clear. I don't know what here to here is, okay? I know what the whole measurement is, it's 32, but just that line I don't know. Yeah, it's not sure. So let's pick what one would be easiest to work out so far. So I reckon we'll try do this one. Let's try this one first. You probably can pick any one, mostly. Sometimes you need to work out one before you work out the other, but you most of the time can just pick one and it should work. So let's see what we do know. So I know that I've got a line here. Yeah, so this line we don't know. I've got this line here was 12, and I've got this line here which was 12. So if I add these together, it makes one mega line, so that's now 24. So this is 24 plus something will be what that last bit is. I know in all it should be opposite to this. It should be the same as our 32. So I'm just saying, well, let's go 32, take away 24, and that will give us what the whole line was, what this is missing. So that will be the answer. So let's do that now. So 12 take away 4 should be 8. Yep. Oh, why did I have a 1 there? So this answer is 8. So that means this is 8. Because that was, we removed the long line here, yeah, by doing that subtraction. So I know that this is 8 centimeters, obviously, which means the opposite. If I did this little dotted line, I can see that it's a rectangle. It's nice square angles. So it means that this is 8. So now I've just got one left to do. So I've just got this question mark here. So what are we going to do? We know, if I just pick another color here so it's not confusing. So we know this line right here is 8. And then I don't know this middle line, so that's a question mark. But then I do know this line, which is 8. And then if I look opposite, I know the whole line together, if I put these together, it'll be 20, because 16 plus 4. Yeah, so it'll be 20 all up. So no, from here to here, it has to equal 20. So to work out the answer, I'm just going to go 8. And yeah, sorry, I'm just getting confused. 8 and 8 is 16. So I know it'll just be 16 take away 20, which gives you 4. So that means our missing gap is 4, right? So this purple line here is 4. Yippity-doo. Alright, now it's time to add them all up. So let's get rid of or cross out any lines that, any numbers that we don't need. So we don't need this 20 because that was just 16 plus 4. I'm going to rub out this 4 because I've just it's, you know, all that 4 was showing me that it was here. I don't need this 32 anymore. Uh-oh. Sorry, I just realized we didn't work out this last one. We had this 30. We didn't work out this one. So backtracking, we had, you know, I can just go 32 take away 8 because I'm just removing this line here. So 32 take away 8 was, or it's just the same as 12 plus 12, which is 24. So good thing that one was easier to work out. So this is 24. All right, now I can rub out the lines I don't need. Looking across, I think that's it. I think everything else we do need. Yep. So let's start on clockwise again and add them all up. So I've got 8 plus 8. I'll just circle them as I go. Plus 12 plus 4 plus 12 plus 8 plus 24 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. And that's all of them because I did it in a clockwise direction. So 8 and 8 is 16 plus 2 is 18. I might just jump this 4, just add 2 to make it 20. Now add the 4 to make it 24. 24 plus 8 is 32. 36. 36 plus 4 would be 40. Plus 8 is 48. Plus 6 is 54. Yep, I'll just double check. Yep, and it was 54. So it's always good to double check. So that's a 5 here. So 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So my answer was, oh, it was exactly the same as the other one. How about that? I literally just randomly picked these numbers. So that's funny that they ended up being the same. So 104 centimeters is my answer. Great. Hopefully that makes sense and you know how to work out missing lengths and then how to work out the perimeter on these funny looking composite shapes. All the best with your work today.